Wow. I think the introduction is going to be better than the speech. George, I want to thank you. It's an honor for me to be introduced by such a great guy and such a great partner at AT&T. We really have a great relationship with the Communication Workers of America, which represents, you know, most of our unionized workforce. We have some IBEW, but it's a great relationship. I think they represent their workers well and vigorously, but they're also great partners, and they're very good about finding common ground with us, the things we can work together on, and the things that we're talking about here today are some of those. I mean, we have a great partner in the CWA when it comes to all sustainability issues, citizenship issues, environmental issues, and that's been very important to us. And we're also honored to be your communications company partner for this conference today, which we're impressed seems to grow in numbers and influence every year. I'm honored to share the platform with union and environmental leaders, with Senator Merkley, with Secretary Chu, who I'm proud to say is an alumnus of Bell Labs, and all of them leading ambitious efforts in energy and environmental policy. And again, I want to mention the communication workers because I think they're a big reason we're part of this conference. And I know you heard from their very able leader, Larry Cohen, yesterday. I believe he spoke here. I must say that when we read things about national broadband policy being put in place in America and how long we've needed this, one of the people that's been most vocal about this and has worked harder than perhaps anyone else consistently over the years to bring about a national broadband policy is Larry Cohen, and I think he's one of the big reasons we have a policy document today that the Congress is considering. As George said, you know, we at AT&T have the largest full-time bargain for workforce of any company in America. But the fact is, we simply can't get the job done with our highly skilled employees. This is complex work, and it requires a very skilled and highly trained workforce. And those employees enable us to maintain our strong competitive position in the marketplace so that when you pull out that device and you see AT&T on it and we're either number one or number two in the market, it's because of the fine work that our skilled workforce does for that. We also understand the importance of a diverse workforce. 44% of our workforce is female. 39% is people of color, and I think if you consider for a minute the type of work we do and what it involves, those are even more striking figures. We're striving to maintain and develop this diverse and talented workforce, as I said, and part of that is through what we call the AT&T Aspire program. This is a $100 million commitment we've made to help stem the high school dropout crisis. It's darn serious, and I think if we think about sustainability in any area, you have to think about you know, where the workforce of the future is coming from, and you have to be alarmed by how many kids start high school and don't finish it. And this, as you also know, probably disproportionately affects you know, minority students as well. This program is AT&T's most significant initiative in the philanthropic area to date, and that covers about 100 years of philanthropic efforts. And we're hoping that it has a real impact on high school success and on workforce readiness. You know, you can make a little bit of a dent with $100 million. You can't necessarily transform a nation, but we're trying to identify programs that are succeeding, lift those up, and help those reach scale. And highlighting them in turn for partners we're working with, like the U.S. Department of Education, which I might add is probably doing just terrific work in this area. It's probably doing more now than it's ever done before to try to focus on this problem. AT&T and the Blue-Green Alliance broadly share a vision of a nation that is fully connected to broadband and fully participating in a new low-carbon economy in which greener jobs are not just a dream but the norm in every industry and in every part of our country. Your study on networking the green economy provides a powerful impetus for action to achieve all the benefits of the broadband future. And make no mistake, harnessing the potential of broadband, we feel, is indispensable to reaching our goal of a greener economy. The Smart 2020 study on a low-carbon economy in the information age notes by itself, large-scale adoption of broadband in the United States could reduce CO2 emissions by 13 to 22% by the year 2020. And it does that, quote, by transforming the way people and businesses use technology, end quote. This will save U.S. businesses and consumers somewhere between $140 and $240 billion annually in gross energy costs if it's fully implemented. More important, it'll promote green-collar employment and help lead our economic recovery, pointing the way to a more sustainable future. Now, recognizing that widely deployed broadband is the indispensable platform for this more sustainable economy of tomorrow, AT&T has invested $55 billion in our networks over the last 3 years to deliver speed and mobility to enable new and innovative applications and services. Keep these networks at the cutting edge, keep them modern, keep them not just up with current demands, but trying to anticipate additional demands. This is more than 7 times, by the way, just to frame this for you, this is more than 7 times the federal government's own investment in broadband. And in current dollars, that $55 billion comes out to about 1/3 of the cost of the Apollo program that put men on the moon. That was actually a 13-year program. So it's a lot of money, and we're not stopping. This year we plan to invest between $18 billion and $19 billion. And that's an increase of 5 to 10% in capital investment over what we spent last year. Now, think about that for a second in this economy, but I think it's a commitment by AT&T. Despite the economy, it's a commitment to the future. And that commitment isn't one we make lightly, and our investors, of course, look at it and don't take it lightly. But one reason we're able to do that is that we're able to base it on a regulatory environment that remains favorable to investment. That environment seems to be continuing, and it's, I think, led to an enormous amount of investment. And just to frame these numbers for you, when I talk about 18 or 19 billion, and of course last year it was around 17 billion AT&T spent, that 17 billion was represented a larger investment in the United States than any other American company made last year. So it's again, a big number, and it's a big commitment, and it's one we're continuing this year. As I said, these are not only investments in our company's future, though, but they're investments in a more sustainable economy. I have to note when I talk about investment numbers like that, though, that these investments are happening really as a result of the policies I've mentioned that are continue to be friendly to investment throughout the administration. If you take the collective telecom and communications industry investments, it's about $1/3 of $1 trillion industry-wide that's been invested in recent years by all these companies. That's why we've been able to move broadband into the economy so quickly over the past decade. I think the right policies allow and incent this investment. It brings competition. For consumers. We're bringing competition to the video market through UVerse in about 22 states. We're going to reach 30 million living units by the end of next year. This year we plan to invest an additional 33%, or around $2 billion, in our wireless and our backhaul network, just to make sure that those devices you pulled out work right. And I think the connection that broadband has to the Blue-Green Alliance is evident, but I think it's important that everybody recognize that broadband is the crucial infrastructure, not only for our communications future, but for our environmental future. The 2.5% of national CO2 emissions that are attributable to our industry, the information and communications industry,